Yeah, well, swords are a match. So is the ear. Sam, come here.
Where'd you find it?
Benjamin Bridgman.
That's Avery's alias.
Something odd about this skull, though. It's like it doesn't belong to the stone.
What's odd about it is that's not Avery's sigil.
Yeah, I mean, the skull should be facing
Sideways.
sideways.
What is that?
My God. You ready for this?
Oh, I've been ready for a long time. Yeah, look at that.
Alright, come on now, finally. I think this must
See
be...
what we got.
This must be the way we need to go. But it's a kind of like a... It's another one of these mechanism type thingies, but it doesn't seem like the kind of thing... I mean, if Rafe had found this first, there would probably be signs of it, so I think we're the first ones in. But I just wish there was a way we could cover our tracks, because with Uncharted, that's always what happens. We get somewhere first, but we don't cover our tracks, and we always get found, and then, you know, a big battle breaks out. So
It's a crypt.
A crypt hidden behind a secret door
I assume the secret door was added afterwards.
to hide his loot.
Well, fingers crossed.
But I guess, I mean, if it didn't play out like that, then we wouldn't really have much of a game, would we? It's the kind of thing that keeps the game going, so let's pick this up.
One of the old monks wrote this.
Alright, time to do some reading. Take a note. I think it says a miracle. A miracle, at long last, and on our good Saint Dismas's feast day. Weeks after we learned the Crown's intent to shutter our cathedral and reclaim our lands, a stranger wandered into our midst as my novice and I concluded our morning prayer. A startling vision with flint-coloured eyes and a thick, unkempt beard. He was clothed in a naval captain's uniform, bearing a magnificent sword and a large leather satchel. We bade him join us, and he graciously accepted. At mealtime, the stranger related a sad tale of a battle at sea, and a desire to bury his fallen comrades on sacred ground, confessing a kinship of sorts with our good Saint Dismas, and thus we shared our own tales of woe, the grounds in disrepair, no money forthcoming from the crown, and the cathedral abandoned save for the two of us. He nodded knowingly, before drawing out of his satchel a quantity of gold coins, the likes of which I had never seen. The stranger offered us this gold in exchange for our land and all the structures contained within the grounds. Though my beliefs conflicted with my desires, in the end I felt to turn him down would be foolish. With this amount of gold we can certainly do more good elsewhere than here along this forgotten coastline. As for the stranger, may these lands serve his intentions well, whatever they may be. Wow, that is interesting. 1697. It's a good sign, man. Definitely a good sign. So, we're not going to discuss it at all. Okay, fair enough. I thought that might have been worth discussion, but guess not. I guess we need to try and be quick from this stage onwards, because we've got our noses in front compared to Rafe and his boys, so we need to find this guy as soon as possible. That doesn't mean I'm going to kind of check around a few extra places to see if I can get some gold and treasures. Is this the coin? Scottish halfpenny. It's a halfpenny. Because, you know, when you come down to the depths of these cathedrals, you've got to throw in a little bit of the Scottish accent.
Oh, gang's all here.
Okay, so it should be Jesus, Dismas, and the guy who didn't repent.
Jesus. Dismas on the left.
Penitent thief?
Gestus on the right.
Jerk thief.
Alright, let's check it out. Yeah. Cool, I'll just hang here, you guys have fun. Alright. It's got to mean something.
Avery sure had a thing for St. Dismas, huh?
Well, Avery fancied himself a good thief, right? Only plundered and murdered the non-British heathens.
Guess that's what passed for good back then.
Good enough.
Okay, I'm feeling a solid puzzle coming on. And I think it might be right here.
Some kind of lamp. Hey, Smokey. Need your lighter over here.
You know, that hurts my feelings.
Not as much as it hurts your lungs.
Thank you, Father Duffy.
Isn't that something?
Definitely is. Alright.
The light's coming from the other side of the wall.
Let's move.
Let's see here.
Okay, right.
Ah, I can aim the lights.
I am loving this.
I think this is an
Here we
easy
go.
start. Okay, so these two don't match up. I'm going to have to rotate it to a different pair, I think. Like these two, for example. Come on. There you go. That works. I think once
There
I've
we
filled
go.
in... Once I've filled in all of the dots, it should be okay. This must be like the first stage, surely.
Oh, connect the dots.
Is it going to map out a constellation or
I think
something?
you got that one.
It always does. There's always a constellation in Uncharted. But I guess in those days, that was the kind of map they had to go by, so the celestial map was quite important.
That's it, you got it.
It looks it to me. Don't know what constellation it is, but I'm pretty sure it's something like that. I doubt it was just a badly drawn house.
It looks like a constellation.
Yeah. That's Libra. The scales of justice.
That's an interesting choice for a bunch of pirates.
Yeah, I mean, it's not too much of a leap considering what we've learned so far about these guys.
Okay, let's give this a shot.
Open sesame.
Wrong treasure.
Shush. Well, nice view. No treasure, though.
No, but look, you see those crosses?
Oh, yeah. Hey, is that a cave right below?
Yeah, I think Avery's trying to tell us where to go next. There's one problem, though. Going back that way means we have to go back toward the cathedral.
And back towards Rafe.
Shit.
Well, let's not keep him waiting.
Okay, so we know where we're going next, but one thing I've always thought about, like with this stuff, is like, what is Avery's motivation for doing this? Like, okay, you know, you got yourself some treasure, but I mean, is it really worth like creating all these puzzles and setting up all of these mechanisms that would probably take years of your life to kind of really pull off? And I mean, for what? Is it his hope that maybe someday in the future some random guys stumble across it and then they solve his puzzles and then they end up getting the treasure? I mean, is he just... I don't understand why anyone would do that. It's like, if you've got this massive treasure and you're going to die, either you pass it on to someone who you think wants it, like, not wants it, but who deserves it. Like, I don't know, if you have children or whatever. But, and if you are going to leave a legacy, it's just like, they go to such extraordinary lengths to do so. It's interesting. But I've always wondered if there's ever been this kind of stuff in real life. Like, has there been a pirate from like the 1800s or something that has left a map or a puzzle or something that people have figured out and ended up reaching a massive treasure? Because you play these kind of games and you watch movies of this type and you're like, oh man, I wish there was like something like this in real life. It would be so fun to try and hunt treasure like this, like in real life. But I don't know, I don't remember hearing a story of... I mean, obviously treasures have been found, but not really like this. So, I don't know.
Shit.
But if any of you find a treasure map and it looks good, then let me know.
Open the gate up there.
I will try to help you
Good,
out.
'cause
And I
that's the way we
promise I
gotta
won't
go.
take too much of a cut.
I follow my lead.
Anybody heard from the scout party up here? Nothing.
So again, I'll probably try to stealth this first, because I think there's like a way along the edge of the cathedral that I could use.
Get back from them soon. I'll go check
But yeah, still on this treasure thing, there's some interesting conspiracy theories. Now that I live in Turkey, that I've heard some interesting ones, because Turkey is a very interesting land, and I still think there must be some interesting treasures that no one's ever found around here, because there's a lot of different peoples. Like, you know, it has a really long history. There's a lot of different settlements, a lot of different clans that have lived in Turkey, on Turkish soil. So I still feel like there's got to be something. But one thing I remember hearing about, which is like the total conspiracy theory, I haven't really checked any proof of this, but they're saying that the Turkish government is like there's constantly new projects that the Turkish government is working on, And when I say projects, I mean in terms of like building like a bridge, or building like an underground tunnel for cars to go through, etc., etc. But there's a conspiracy theory that the government actually has... Oh, shit. Almost fell. That the government has access to secret data and records from like the Ottoman era. And what they've done is they've pinpointed areas that could contain extremely like valuable Ottoman treasures. And they're coinciding their government projects with the places where those treasures might be. So they're kind of, if they're building a tunnel, let's say, they're building it somewhere where they think there's treasure buried. So they're kind of killing two birds with one stone. So it's quite an interesting theory. And it would be like ridiculous if it was true, but it's kind of interesting. It made me think when I heard that one. So yeah, let's try and pull this off. Yep. Because it seems like we're kind of... Oh, fuck. That's a new one. That was good. That's a good little addition. It's subtle, but it's good. So what was I saying? Yeah, it feels like we're kind of past the age of this whole, like, discovering incredible treasures type thing. I mean, maybe if we were alive in, like, the late 1800s, early 1900s, then maybe, you know. Imagine the people that discovered Tutankhamun's tomb. I mean, that must have been a hell of an adventure. But nowadays, I don't think stuff like that really exists. Oh, no. I moved too quick. Hold on, hold on, hold on. I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with this. You see, this is what I mean. When, like... I feel like I could have done so much better with the stealth. I just try again. Luckily, they don't push you too far back, so I can deal with it.
Watch it over there.
So, enough about treasures. Like I said, my offer still stands. Any treasures? Let me know.
Apparently, she tossed him out of a five-story window.
And he survived. Jesus. Guy should count as blessed.
Oh, come on, it's Nathan Drake. The rules don't apply to him.
Not by shoreline. And not by our boat.
All I'm saying is let's not underestimate these guys.
Let's not make them into something they're not either, eh?
If we could just... If Sam could move to where I was standing before, so we kind of overlap each other. In general, I still don't have any complaints about the AI. Everything seems to be working pretty well. There hasn't been too many moments where I was like, oh, come on, man. Enemy AI is not bad, save for the occasions where there's quite obviously like a dead body or a KO'd, you know, comrade in their line of sight, but they don't seem to react to it. So that's something that maybe on the harder levels they have much wider viewing cones or whatever, and then they can spot their allies a lot more easily. Because I am only playing on normal, I guess. To be honest, I've never played Uncharted on crashing before, and it's something that, having completed this game, I think the next time if I ever do play Uncharted, just for fun, now that I've got the collection as well, 1, 2 and 3 for the PS4, I think it's something I'll probably do on crashing, just for extra kicks. Ah. If I could just pull this guy down. Okay, so sometimes they mark people out for you if you've missed it, which is nice. I think these two are quite important. Once I take out these two guys, that would have made my job a lot easier. Okay. Yes.
Wait.
Something else.
Go check. Got it.
It's kind of amazing how, like, you see this like yellow thing. I pretty much treat this as like a Metal Gear Solid caution phase, and I think back to just how old Metal Gear Solid is, and just like how it really makes you realize just how innovative and ahead of its time that game was. Seriously, brilliant. Still a bit bitter about the Phantom Pain just not doing it for me. Ah, so there's a little example there of AI fail, but like I said, it's not been too frequent. In The Last of Us, it was a lot more noticeable, and it did annoy me a little bit at times. Some of it was really, really obvious. So, like, you know, Ellie would like bump into enemies and stuff, and nothing would happen. Down you go. But yeah, they've really made stealth much more of a a feasibility in this game, because I remember, I think in Uncharted 3, like I was trying to do little bits of stealth, and it just wasn't really working for me. But they've taken some tricks again from The Last of Us, which had a much better stealth system. I mean, especially if you watch my survivor difficulty walkthrough of that game. You know, you saw that I made use of stealth a lot.
And that's how it's done.
Because realistically, I mean, of course,
Get out of here before they realize we gave them the slip.
there is a very big action element to this game, and there's a lot of adventure, running around, escaping.
Great. I was kind of hoping to find the treasure back there, but it's never that easy, right?
It's been my experience.
Plus, there was that cool constellation thing.
Yeah, it was cool.
Alright, good to see the bros are enjoying it. So yeah, despite that element, there should be a stealth element as well, because, you know, they are trying to sneak past people and obtain treasures, so it does make sense. So now that we're kind of up in the mountain highlands, and there's snow starting to fall as well, I've kind of... Uncharted 2 was so iconic for me, especially the intro. I'll never forget the intro to Uncharted 2. It's just absolutely brilliant. So whenever I see like snow, like mountaintop snow, all that kind of stuff, it just makes me think of Uncharted.
Pretty spectacular.
Right under that high cross. That's where Avery wants us.
Well, what Avery wants, Avery gets.
Yeah, man. But yeah, like I was saying, I mean, when there's snow around, I just feel like that is Uncharted, you know. It just does it for me. Okay, death trap, prophet, death traps everywhere. The moon was said to be in Libra when the city of Rome was founded, and the sun passed Libra on the autumnal equinox back then, so they associated it with balance and later with justice. Okay. Cool. Now this is a nice view once again. This is like... This is an Uncharted type view, isn't it? Again, I was saying, you got that verticality, and you got the snow and everything. It's pure Uncharted.
What's your status?
Hey, Sully. We're on the trail, but treasure's closer to the cathedral than we originally thought.
Oh boy. So what do you need me to do?
Just keep those engines warm. We'll be back before too long.
You got it. Keep me posted.
Will do.
It's still kind of sad that Sully has to take such a back seat now. I kind of miss having him around, and his banter was especially good. But what can you do, man? The guy's got old, and we've got Sam now. But I saw a whale a minute ago, which was awesome. I'm just looking out to see if I can spot another one. That'd be pretty awesome. That'd be a good photo. Because I know this game has a photo mode, but because I'm trying to do a walkthrough, it's not something I've experimented with at all yet. But I'm also interested in seeing when the HUD comes off. Once you've completed the story, you get to play through without the HUD. So then you can really unlock the full visual prowess of the game. And then that's what I call movie time. I've been away from the video game movie scene for too long.
Those beams and stuff up there. They don't look like it was built by the monks.
It looks kind of piratey to me.
And I feel like it's about time I got back in the game a little bit. This is...
I hear him.
This time it'll be more for myself, because I'm pretty sure I know it's not going to get viewed very much. Because I'd be way too late compared to everyone else. Watch Dogs is a good example of that. If you see my Watch Dogs movie, it's got about 80,000 views, which is nice, but I worked incredibly hard on that, and it probably has about a quarter of the views that my competitors have. So that's the kind of thing that will happen with this as well, I'm pretty certain. But this one would really deserve a movie. It would do really well. Can I blow through the... I don't know if it's one of those kind of guns that's so powerful it could blow through that kind of thing, but I just... Because it's only got 2 bullets, I just feel like, come on, how useful could it be? Slip joint clasp knife. Okay. The non-blade side kind of looks like a massive bullet or something. So I think this is a dead end I'm going to have to climb. Come on, get him. There we go. Got the nice long grass here as well. Right. I might have to wait for this guy to return. Because if I kill him there, again, we're going to have the corpse problem. Because sometimes I don't see it, but I feel like that's a bit too much of a gamble. We've been stealthing pretty well so far, so I don't want to screw up now.
Shit, they almost had us.
We'll be fine. Very good. Whoa! Oh shit! Damn! For a second I thought, like, how did Sam land from there? And I was like, oh shit.
I guess there's no getting away from these guys.
Yeah, and there'll only be more as we get closer to the cathedral.
Got no choice. I'm gonna have to keep moving forward. I am doing well with the treasures. I mean, I'm quite happy. I've upped my game here. Seriously, I mean, after the first 2 hours of the game, I thought I was going to have about 3 treasures by the end, but I've improved. Trying to see if there's any like, inscription or anything on this, but we've not had a single one that's had anything interesting so far. If any of you have picked up any treasures in your playthroughs where there's been like an interesting Easter egg or
Ladder over here.
Okay,
what the hell?
coming.
Do let me know. But I'd found that ladder ages ago. Why did I have to wait till now? I thought that was impossible to climb.
Here we go. Come on, I'll boost you up there.
All right.
I mean, a lot of these quests.
Hell, I'm too high to reach you. Yeah, hang on a sec.
Hanging.
I was going to say, any
See what's by
suggestions?
that wooden structure over there.
I was going to say, a lot of these are built for
Hey,
2.
I got something.
These
Yep,
quests.
We go. Christ, this thing's heavy.
What exactly are you doing?
Giving you a way up. That'll
Nice.
support even your weight.
Ah, thank you.
That's a smart solution. Yeah, I mean, oh shit, press one man. This is something that Nate wouldn't have been able to do on his own, to be honest.
Hey, you don't think the monks built this?
No way. Some kind of pulley system.
To lift a whole bunch of treasure?
To lift something. Can't believe I missed this.
Clearly we were meant to find it together.
Ah, so romantic.
Okay, what now? Got those kind of very well structured rocks over there. That looks like something we could climb, but how do I get there? Doesn't seem to be anything up there, so surely it's not reattaching yourself to that. Can't be right. I'll figure it out. Maybe I have to, yeah, maybe I have to go the other way. Yeah, I think I need to make it to those rocks over there. Here we go. I think that's the one, but let me just give it one more swing. Yes. Okay.
Hey, we can climb this!
On my way.
Yeah, luckily the difference in rock style was subtle enough that you could realise there was some climbing potential there. Otherwise, I would have got a little bit stuck.
I'm freezing.
Alright, gotta
This
do
way!
slide
see.
jump.
Nice move.
Thank you!
Let's do it. I guess we'll go around the corner here. Here we go.
Okay, maybe this wasn't such a good idea! Oh! Holy shit!
If even Nate's...
Coming!
Oh shit.
That was amazing.
Save your strength, huh? Not done yet.
Just lead the way.
Yeah, if even Nate's getting a thrill from this, you know it's some serious acrobatics. This guy's done it all.
Hope this holds.
Yeah, they've really made this this grapple system be extremely useful.
This is a good idea.
I mean, one thing I can definitely say so far about this game is just that
Down here. The cliff thing broke.
it's just that it feels a lot more refined. I mean, that
There's a
you
ladder
can
on the other side. Climb on over there.
All right, I'll try.
you can definitely say that they have done their homework and they've learned their mistakes, and they've made small but necessary.
Say, you have a real knack for breaking things, especially cliffs.
Tell me
Here we go.
Yeah, they've made like the right level of.
Hey, hey, you okay?
Yeah.
Like I was just saying.
Yeah.
And hold on, I'll see if there's. Oh shit!
Oh wow. Guess it runs in the family.
I guess it runs in the family, huh? Maybe so.
Unoriginal writing,
Can't get to you
Druckmann.
from here.
But yeah, they set that one up well. It was like a they had a whole build up to that gag.
Oh, you got it. I can't feel my hands. I think my blood thinned out or something after all those years in Panama. Hold on. I'll help you up.
Man, I'm still mighty impressed at how well he's doing here, considering he spent the last 15 years in jail. This guy in his prime must have been quite something.
There you go. Where would you be without me, huh?
Probably at home. Drinking hot cocoa.
What are you, 5?
Oh, tell me you wouldn't go for some hot cocoa right now.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Exactly.
That's what I'm talking about. So yeah, good refinements have been made so far. There isn't anything they've added that I've thought, it's a bit unnecessary or it's a bit crap. It's all been, the dosage has been very good.